Oh. Welcome to the Dawg Chug. Roger, how are you doing tonight?
Andy, I'm doing well. Bona Natalia, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. It's our annual Dawg Chug Christmas party. Did you get that memo?
Yes, we do a special Christmas episode every year around this time. This is going to be the best one we've ever done. Which I'm
Best
really
one we've
excited
ever
for.
done. I decorated for it.
You got dressed up?
My wife don't know that the stuff's missing from upstairs. I got to put it back before she wakes up. You know what? Andy, I'm not even want to talk about the Raiders game. You know what? I'm in Packer on Christmas Day mode right now. 1-0. 1-0 for the rest of the week. Because of Monday. But the Browns Raiders game, I'm not talking about it. And if you want to get some real coverage, go check out the Barking Browns. Man, I watched that. I watched it twice. I watched it last night, watched it again, and Nick and Jacob, they do an elite job over there. Yesterday's game, Ed was there. Our Ed was in there talking football, hot takes. Awesome tie. Did you see his tie?
I did see his tie.
It was sweet. It was sweet. They were brilliant last night. So I'm ready to go. I got some Christmas ale. What's going on with you?
Well, first of all, I have a question for Ed. And let's see what he's wearing. Let's see if he's as festive on the Dawg Chug as he is on the Barking Browns. How's it going, Ed?
Merry Christmas, everyone. And we do have a Twitter comment. I want to tell everybody, fire those Twitter comments in. Jessica, we love Jessica in Oklahoma. She says Merry Christmas, guys. So Merry Christmas, Jessica.
Merry Christmas, Jessica. Jessica, I have one of your beers. I cannot wait to open this after I finish this shitty beer. So I have a question, Ed, and thank you for dressing up. You have 4 ears.
I do. I'm ready to listen, actually, instead of talk. So, yes, we're going to try something new.
I don't believe that at all. But you are like an official member of the Barking Browns now, right?
I am, but also I am hopefully an official member of the Dawg Chug.
You're absolutely an official member of the Dawg Chug.
Absolutely.
And I'm proud to be a member of both.
If we started a Patreon, we would, hopefully get a few people to jump on, probably like 2 maybe. We wouldn't ask you to pay for Patreon because you're part of the show. So why are you still paying for Nick and Jacob's show? Just gotta ask that question.
He's always starting. It's the help.
I'm listening right now, and I'm processing that question. And all I got to say is I support my guys.
Well, wouldn't it be weird if Nick had to pay $5 a month? I don't get it. I think you should ask them to take you off that.
I think that there'll be something for internal discussions between us, and I appreciate you stirring the pot because that's what you do, and you do a great job at it. And bah humbug, Merry Christmas to you, Andy.
All right. Merry Christmas, Ed. I just had to ask the question. I was wondering.
He is getting the short end of the stick there, maybe. He's got to go to work. He's paying to go to work.
The ball's on those two to accept his money when he's going on, posting their Twitter comments, giving great content. I just think that needs to be.
I give him credit. I'm going to see if I can squeeze 5 beans out of Ed every month, too.
Well, anyway, we have a great Christmas packed show for you. Some amazing things are going to happen tonight. Spit, Sip, Chug, obviously. We're going to do our picks against my 3-year-old daughter. We have a great guest for you. Actually, Ross's Cincinnati friend, Noodle, is going to be joining us, who is fantastic. But something really exciting happened that I have not shared with you, Roger. We are actually going to have a super, super special guest that you can't even believe. I don't even understand how we got this lined up. We're used to like having, I don't know, like my cousin or the Domino's delivery driver being our guest, but tonight, I'm telling you, Roger, it's going to blow your mind.
Who, Andy? Who do you got? You got that bitch, Carol Baskin, coming on? Or hold on, wait. How about that weird Bolden brother that nobody knows his first name? I'd love to have that whack job on here. No.
Okay, so we're thinking more central to Cleveland. This would be a guess that a lot of Cleveland fans are going to be blown away. So take another guess.
You got number 19. You got Bernie Kosar. Okay. Number 19 is going to be on the Dawg Chug, and virtually he's going to be virtually in my basement tonight. Is what you're saying? You.
I sold this a little too high.
Oh,
it's not going to be Bernie Kosar. That I wouldn't even be able to talk. I can't even talk right now. So,
I think it's going to be a letdown.
Not as big as Bernie Kosar, but still really big. We're actually going to have, for 5 minutes, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns is going to be joining us on the Dawg Chug.
You lined up Coach Stefanski. He's coming on right here. He's going to be on my computer right here. You're not fucking with me?
I am 100%.
You better not be fucking with me, Andy. Coach Stefanski is going to be on the Dawg Chug.
You're about
coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
He's going to be on. Okay. All right.
He's going to be on the Dawg Chug. And if you want to know how I did this is crazy. My dad has a family friend that is pretty high up in the Browns organization. And I was at a holiday party on Tuesday with him. And I was telling him about our stupid podcast, and he was like, yeah, if there's anything I could do. And like, I just took a shot. I'm like, hey, if Kevin ever wanted to be on, that'd be great. I mean, I'm joking. I get it. He was like, oh yeah, absolutely. I still think he's joking. And then I get it. Yeah, that Kevin Stefanski wants to come on. He's got something, charity he wants to promote. He said he would come on our show for 5 minutes and we'd ask him a few questions.
Is he in the green room right now? Tell me he's in the.
Like, I didn't even think it was real. And then all of a sudden, 9:30, the Browns IT called me and they were figuring things, and he's in the green room right now. I can see him.
I'm blown away. I'm dropping shit over here. I'm blown away. Man, I can't wait.
This is really happening. Ed, Ross, Roger, prepare to go viral, because we'll be the only podcast in town to have the one, the only reigning Coach of the Year winner, Kevin Stefanski.
Thanks, Brett, bringing me on, boys. I have to admit, I block out just about all of the social media noise. But every damn Wednesday, I put the game plan down, lock the door to my office, and crack open a fresh beer to your legendary show. See my cat in the back there?
Yes.
It's a perfect balance of funny and illuminating. Relieves a great deal of stress the NFL games bring me every week.
Wow. That is high praise indeed. We only have 5 viewers on Dawg Chug, so it's such an honor for you to claim to be one of them. We have a couple questions for you, but first, you missed the game due to COVID, so describe the experience of watching Monday night from home.
Oh, man, Andy. Last year was quite the doozy. The ceiling of my basement was shaking. We were up to something like 50 points in the first 5 minutes after, that fun snap. That started the game off nice. It was such a blast. This year, I dozed off midway through the second quarter. I mean, I didn't think I'd have my second game, but that was nuts to have to stay at home another game because of COVID.
You dozed off during the game. I got to admit, I don't think you were the only one. I saw a couple of people that claimed they did the same thing. But the Browns did pick it up in the second half. So I got to ask, was it more frustrating watching the game from the sidelines or watching the game from your basement?
Well, Andy, I'm pretty reserved on the sidelines, because I believe the team will take after the coach. And I have to set a really good example for all the players. But at home, alone, I was jumping up and down, spilling beer. Sorry, I sound a little excited. You're not used to this. Screaming at the TV. That is all, man. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, the game is over. He calls a run. Like, what the hell's going on? I hand over play calling duties. But, it's a little tricky, But I actually jumped onto my Twitter group and swore off the team that I love. I rage quit. I wasn't very reserved. When you're at home, things are a little different. When you're around a bunch of people, you don't want them to see you go batshit crazy.
Roger, you have any questions? All right. It's tough, Mr. Stefanski. But after years of being a Browns fan and having our hearts ripped out time and time again, you develop this callous, you become numb, and what the real pain is basic common sense told us we were going to lose this game on Monday. But we were on the edge of our seat, and as soon as Greeny picked that pass off, I knew it was over. I knew we were going to lose that game because there's too much time on the clock. What do you think about the clock management, Coach Sokfansky?
Oh man, the clock management. I call a very similar game to what they do, but you know what? You got Nick effing Mullins. That guy's got quite the pair on him. And, I know a quarterback's got a pair. I'm gonna let him pass a couple plays. Show what he's got. Give him the chance to win the game for us. We didn't get one dang first down on that drive. That's all we needed.
Yes, that is all we needed. But I have to ask, what's it like spending the majority of your career in Minnesota and then coming to Cleveland?
I mean, honestly, it's a pretty organic transition. Both cities are used to the cold weather and the snow. My family really loves the weather, where you can wear a nice, long, warm pair of socks. Those are a necessity, if I'm telling you, Got to have a nice pair of socks. I get pretty sweaty and smelly in those warm weather cities. The sun is definitely overrated.
All right, Coach Sokfansky. Everybody today's it seems to have this Baker Mayfield take on Twitter. Everybody's got an opinion on the radio. What's the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Coach Sokfansky, view on our up and down quarterback?
Well, from my perspective, his feet are super inconsistent. 1 week his footwork is perfect, the next it's all over the place. I keep bullshitting with the media and saying that his injury isn't bothering him. Well, Dawg Chug homies, it's totally bullshit, laughing my ass off.
Rod, you got another one?
How do we beat the Green Bay Packers this week?
How do we beat the Packers? Really? Well, you know what? We're going to use a lot of Chubb. We're going to have Chubb all over the place. And if you know anything about Sokfansky, I'm used to some messy Chubbs. I can handle it.
Where do you stand on the free ed, fire ed movement?
Oh, man. So, I'm all about building culture with this team. And I've been following the fire ed, hire Ross movement. You got to fire ed because if you disturb the culture, it can throw off a whole operation. It's a team you got here. You had 4 guys working together to make a show. One guy threw a wrench in it. That one wrench could have everything falling out of control. So you know what? You had the chance, you could have fired him, but I hope you guys still figure it out.
Wow. I know you touched on this, but you're back in the building. What is the game plan? How did the Cleveland Browns beat the Green Bay Packers on Saturday? I know we're a big dog, but how can we get it done, Coach?
Oh, man. I don't know. COVID, maybe? We got 68 hours till game time, so hopefully they get a hit with a wave of that, just like we did, to their top players. Hopefully. I'll let you in on a bit of an exclusive. I hate that little arrogant shit, number 12 on the Packers, more than any of you. Every time we played them in Minnesota after the game, I'd stink palm him. 14 years with that team. We played them 2 times a year, plus the time we beat them in the playoffs in 2004. I imagine I've stuck my fish deep up my ass and spread my fecal matter all over him 29 times. The joy of watching Rodgers touch his face during the post-game pressers, spreading my shit all over that greasy beard of his is indescribable. I almost stayed with the Vikings just to keep getting the opportunity to keep this ritual going. Screw that guy. State Farm sucks.
Kevin, I got to be honest. On podcasts, you keep it loose compared to press conferences.
Oh, you have to act like a professional when you're watching. That's the real reason I was drawn to the idea of being on your stupid show. Nobody's watching, so I can let the real Kevin get some air for a movement. Who is that guy who always have on? Crutch? I'm pretty sure he's never watched a football game. Ed's wife needs to go to Fireball rehabilitation, cut her addiction. Are they going to tell Are they going to tell AB on me? I don't think so. And let me tell you, that nerd is insufferable. He sent me a fucking email because my socks didn't match. He actually had the audacity to go to his little nerd station and type an entire email. It was like 3 pages long of how we have to conduct ourselves professionally and blah, 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 blah. We play fucking football where big dudes run into each other. Get over yourself and join a fucking accounting firm. I can't wait till the team fires me so I can spend my days hitting the back nine at Sleepy Hollow. Head over to the Lido Lounge, pound some shots and some amber at the grid dirty Sanchez is my gray beard.
Okay. Wow. I'm just getting an email. Apparently Kevin has to go as he's apparently suffering from food poisoning. So from all of us at the Dawg Chug, we hope you feel better soon, Kevin. Wow.
That explains that. Wow. Andy, we were doing so well.
I gotta hold on. Let's see what Ross thinks about this. Ross, did you catch that crazy interview? By the way, your basement looks very familiar. Did you catch that interview with Kevin Sokfansky?
I did. I mean, I like the way he looked. I can't deny that.
I have a question for you. Can you read English? Is English your first language?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I took a little Spanish and French in high school.
Maybe next time we'll write the script in Spanish or French. Anyway, great job. That was awesome. Thank you for from all of us Dawg Chug for getting Kevin Sokfansky. I hope he's doing better. Anyway, we'll get rid of Ross for a second. Bring on Ed real quick. Ed, what'd you think of that tremendous interview? I think we caused some headlines there.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be the talk of Twitter tomorrow. Absolutely. But I just have one question for Sokfansky or you guys, if you guys want to chime in on this. But do you think Sokfansky, I don't think he could have walked the line, if you know what I mean, if he got pulled over. He was swaying a little bit. So I think maybe he was chugging before this interview. And I think that's why his words got a little bit more loose than they would in a press conference. So but good job, Sokfansky.
Are you saying you would be able to do a better job of holding your hand up and reading?
I think an actual sock would have done a better job of doing that skit all by itself. But we get all the big guests on the Dawg Chug, and that's why I love you guys.
What do you think about our coach saying he would have fired you? He's part of the Fire Ed movement.
I would have fired myself. That just shows analytics. Come on, he's analytics driven, and I definitely would agree with that one.
All right. Well, thank you for weighing in. We'll come back to you soon. All right. Well, I think we need to just decompress from that. It's a little insane. Why don't we pay the bills a little bit? I think, Roger, you've got a little on-air ad to read. So if anyone's listening, just go ahead and hit your fast-forward 15-second button a couple times. Roger, you're up.
All right. There's a word from our sponsors. Not sure how you're going to get the crap out that's wedged in between your teeth? You at a loss? Well, don't fret, Hoss. You need Ross, the Sock Boss Floss, exclusively. Ross. The Sock Boss, Ross, the Sock Boss Floss. Patented design will get you the weak stuff out of here. It works hard to strengthen your gums. It gives you a smile that is awesome sauce. Don't leave that piece of spinach hanging around all day. Give it the toss with Ross, the Sock Boss Floss. 9 out of 10 Cleveland dentists recommend it. 0 out of 10 Pittsburgh dentists can spell it. Don't sit there all day crisscross applesauce. Pick up Ross, the Sock Boss Floss, and toss your old floss away. Get out, Ross, the Sock Boss Floss. That's Ross, the Sock Boss Floss. Available at fine retailers near you. Order online today. Use the promo code. Get that shit out of my gums at the checkout. Ross, the Sock Boss Floss. Limitations, liabilities to the extreme extent of applicable law. Dawg Chug and its entities are not responsible for any loss of teeth, blood, or consciousness.
Wow. Good job. That is how you read. Fantastic. Okay.
I said Ross to Sock Boss Floss about 300 fucking times driving from Sheffield to Chicago Falls today.
I couldn't even drink my beer. I was laughing so hard at that. I don't know if this is going to be the best show, but this is definitely going to be our dumbest show yet.
Andy, every show is our best show yet. We got nowhere to go but up since we started.
That is true.
Ed wants to come on. Assault me.
Ed, you got something to say?
No, I was good.
Was that from previous?
Kelly wanted to say hi.
Oh.
Kelly, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Kelly, I think you should take over Ed's Patreon. So you are paying the $5, so it's not coming from one of their employees. And you're just supporting your husband.
Hey, you think Rob?
She says it takes away from our Little Caesars pizza every day.
Did you get? Which one did you get? You get that one that's like split in half? Like.
By the way, what was Kelly eating, like a blue popsicle or a sucker or something? Her mouth is all blue. Why is Kelly's mouth blue? You can't hear me?
She eating like what? She got some razzles?
Was she having a good time with the Smurf?
Ed, you okay?
I guess
you can't hear. Well, it looks like we're gonna cut to Ross.
I think we should move the show along. We should move on to our feature.
All right.
Hard to fill the shoes of Kevin Sokfansky, but if there's anyone that can do it, it is Noodle.
How's it going?
Brian, how you doing tonight? Merry Christmas.
I'm doing good. Unbelievable you guys got Stefanski on such short notice here.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
Unbelievable.
He was on his way to the laundry. He was on his way to the laundry and he stopped in.
How long have you known Ross for?
Since college. So
10 years?
2009, 2010.
Was he illiterate back in 2010?
It's gone downhill since then, I think.
Wow. So are you enjoying this Cincinnati Bearcats season?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's been a great year. Hopefully they justify the spot. At least keep it close with Bama. We'll see.
All right. Ross wanted me to ask you, and this is kind of cool. I think I have something in common with you. Whenever I get a jersey, I don't like to get like the most famous player on the team. I want to get someone that is an up-and-comer. So Ross said you like to do the same thing, and he claimed you have 18 jerseys. So we wanted to test you. Can you name your 18 jerseys?
Yeah. I mean, I cheated a little bit today. I actually had been writing them down as I was thinking of them because I forget all of them. But I think it goes, I had Eric Metcalf before, old Browns, but new Browns, you got Tim Couch, you got Courtney Brown, you got Andre Davis, the wide receiver, not the linebacker. You got Reuben Drones. We had a tight end that we won't mention because he's been in quite a bit of legal trouble recently. We had Eric Wright, Brady Quinn, James Davis, running back from Clemson, if you forgot about him, Peyton Hillis, Brandon Whedon, Johnny Manziel. You had to have the money. Paul Kruger, Carl Nassib, way before Hard Knocks and all of that.
I have a Nassib jersey myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everybody used to ask if I was related to him just because I'm 6'4" and lanky also, and I had a Carl Nassib jersey, so people just assumed we were family, but not the case. Tyrod Taylor, 2 Baker Mayfields, and a Greedy Williams.
That's a nice collection there. I got a Jamar Miller. That's all I got. I got a Jamar Miller hanging in the other side of the basement that's been there since Jamar Miller threw his helmet. Isn't he the one that? No, that was Rudd.
No, that was.
Yeah, that's the only jersey I got. I want to put Garrett on the back of it. That's how cheap I am.
You did a really much better job reading than Ross did when you were reading that list. Also, do you have friends that make fun of you that you buy jerseys for players that you're cursing the players that they're going to be bad? Because I bought a lot of jerseys, and of course, any jersey you buy on a Browns team in the last 20 years, it's going to be a shitty player because they all kind of didn't work out. A few exceptions. So do you get called out for cursing the players you buy?
I don't really curse them, but there's some rough choices when you're wearing the jersey and the guy sucks or he's having a bad game. Especially
Tyrod Taylor had to hurt.
Yeah, I mean, the worst is the defensive players. Like, I was a big Eric Wright fan, and at the end of his run, he was getting toasted. And there was a Ravens game where he gave up like 4 TDs to Anquan Bolden, and people were chirping me like I was giving up 4 TDs to Anquan Bolden, but yeah, there's been some bad ones.
Well, hopefully we're entering an era where any jersey you buy on this team is going to be someone great. And if you're buying rookies right now, they're doing phenomenal. It's cool to see. So we have a little game we're going to play to test your Browns knowledge. So I am going to name a former Cleveland Brown, and all you have to do is name which team he plays on now. I'm going to bring Ross on, and he can run this for you.
What's up, Noodle? Cadoodle.
He said you owe him $10 from 2011, and you still haven't paid him.
A lot of Natty Lights and Miller Lights. I'm sure I do somewhere.
Said you borrowed it in a bar or something.
Yeah. Probably at Uncle Woody's or MLT's, somewhere down there in Cincinnati.
So, and we're getting some feedback on your mic for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Ross, you get it?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
So go ahead and play the game you came up with your friend and see how he does.
All right, so I picked a player that played for the Browns. I picked one from 2014 through 2019 would be the last time they would have played for them. And then you're going to guess what team they're playing for now. And I'll let you have 2 you can say ask for multiple choice on out of these 7.
Got a lifeline.
So, first one. Eric Murray. You last played for the Browns in 2019. Where does Eric Murray play now?
How you said these guys started?
I said they at least started.
I've got no multiple choice.
Okay, we'll go Dolphins, Texans, or Patriots.
Texans.
Correct.
Nice.
We got one right. All right, I think this next one's a little easier. Rashard Perriman last played for the Browns in 2018. Where is he now? Was on a couple teams this year.
Yeah, he was Tampa, wasn't he? Has he moved?
Well, what's your answer?
Hell if I know. I'll go Tampa.
Yes,
2
he's
for
on
2.
Tampa.
All right.
He's been on there for a couple games now. I think he was with another team earlier this year. All right, so Nate Orchard last played for the Browns in 2017. Where's Nate Orchard now? He actually did have a couple starts with this team. Not all
I
season.
know. He's a Utah guy too, so he was one of my favorites. I don't know. I got to go multiple choice, I guess, again.
All right. Panthers, the Washington football team, or the Ravens?
Is he on the Panthers?
No, he's on the Washington football team.
Still doing very well, though. Although you're out of multiple choices.
That's all right.
Now this one, I think it was easier a couple years ago, but Cameron Irving, last on the Browns in 2016. Where is he now?
Is he Kansas City?
No, he's on the Panthers.
2 for 2.
Cameron Irving's the only person I've ever seen hospitalize himself without making contact with another player. That's the only thing I remember about him.
Yeah, we got him out of town pretty quick. All right, Pierre Desir, last played for the Browns in 2015. Where is he at now?
I have no clue where any of these guys are right now. He was on the Colts for a little while, so I'll say the Colts, but he's probably gone, I'm sure.
He's on the defending Super Bowl champ Buccaneers.
I just tweeted about him. I couldn't believe it. I seen him out there. I was like freaking Pierre Desir out there playing. I just saw him the other night. I couldn't believe it.
All right, I said 7, but one of them's kind of like an extra credit one. Where's Charlie Fry coaching now? I know I was watching a game this year where they mentioned it.
I mean, did he go back to Akron? I have no clue where Charlie Fry's at nowadays.
He's in the NFL. I'll give you that.
Oh, he's on it. Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, I'd want to say the Raiders because he played there, but I've got no idea.
He's the Dolphins quarterback coach.
Good for him. He's making moves.
Charlie Fry is going to be a head coach in the NFL. Watch.
Right. I would have cheated if you said these were going to be like nondescript guys. I was thinking like, Kevin
Well,
Zeitler,
I was just thinking.
Josh
I know you like
Well-
you just exact. The guys on like kind of historically been on the Browns so well, but I guess you don't really follow their careers after they're gone for 5 years.
No, once the Pierre Desirs of the world move on, I stopped following them.
Fair enough.
All right,
Oh,
here's the
no.
last one. I know you're familiar with this name. I feel like we watched a few games with this guy and you talked about him. Buster Scream, last played for the Browns in 2014.
I like Buster.
The king
He
of
was
pass
on-
interference. He was on the Jets getting flagged for pass interference, but once again, I have no clue where he's at now. I'm
So
sure
he
he's not.
started the year on the 49ers, and now he's on the Titans. That wraps it up. So, yes, I made it a little too hard, I guess.
Yeah, I would have cheated. When you said we were going to be naming old Browns players, I thought about cheating, but then you're like, these guys all started. So I was thinking, Zeitler, Josh Gordon, that type of player. But
Yeah.
I just have one thing to say. Leave it to two Cincinnati guys to take a Cleveland podcast and turn it into, this.
Stick a sock in it, Ed.
All right, let's get rid of Ross, you're still having a lot of feedback or something. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully we can get that corrected for next time we bring him on. Because this is a first-rate organization. We have the coach of the Cleveland Browns. All right. So we're going to get to our special Christmas edition of one of our favorite things to do on this dumb show, Spit, Sip, Chug. So I'm going to make a statement. If you strongly agree with it, you chug and say why. If you're tepid, you'll sip and explain why. And if you disagree, you're going to spit. It's a short version of Spit, Sip, Chug. We only have 3 questions, but let's get it going. So first question, Brian, we'll start with you. Nick Mullins will be the Browns' backup quarterback in 2022.
I mean, that's got to be a spit, right? So do I just is that good enough?
That's great. Why is it a spit for you?
I mean, I just don't see it happen. I think with the way Baker's played this year, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in a project type guy to see if they could hit on something. I also wouldn't be surprised if Case Keenum stuck around. I think he's fine being a backup quarterback. I just don't see Nick Mullins hanging around that long.
All right, Roger.
I think it's a 50-50, so I guess that's a sip. I don't think Case Keenum will be here at the money that they were giving him this year when Mullins can go in and do the exact same thing. The fans like him right now. You know what I mean? Because he played his ass off. So I'm going to sip on that, Andy. It's a 50-50. Like I'm kind of in your camp where they might bring in a young kid to put, find somebody in the draft that they really love, that is going to push Baker. Kind of like what's in Baltimore with Lamar's backup's better than him, if you ask me. So, yeah, I'm going to sip on that.
I am going to also spit. I like Nick Mullins, and if the Browns had an established quarterback, I'd be fine with having Nick Mullins back there because I do think he can come in and win a game every now and then. But he is what he is. We need backup in case Baker is not the answer next year. So I want us to go bring someone in, draft someone young. We need another answer for the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Maybe Nick Mullins could be like the third string again next year. No one wanted him this year, so I would take that. However, then he wouldn't be the backup. He'd be the backup to the backup like he is now. So I am spitting on that one. Question number 2, and Roger, we're going to start with you. Teams don't often win as a 7.5-point dog, but if the Browns somehow pull out a win Saturday over against the Packers, we are going to win the AFC North.
Yes, I'm going to chug on that. That's a chug for me. And my reason is, this is the theory I have going into Saturday is, at first I thought, well, it's, a road game for the Browns. And, they're going to be pissed off today and won't be with their families with Christmas. But then I look at the other side of it. You're going to have to run and get batteries for your kids. You're going to have in-laws at your house, the Packers at home. It's a business trip for the Cleveland Browns. I think that gives us a little incentive. These guys with the Packers are sitting with an eggnog at home and singing carols. I don't think they're going to want to go play football, where the Browns are going to be staying in a hotel and ready to play. If we win against the Packers, I'm chugging, and we're going to win the AFC North.
All right. Well, he just explained why we're going to beat the Packers. I am also chugging on this one. At first, I wanted to say I don't think we're going to beat the Packers on Saturday. However, if we do, I would love to say we're going to be able to beat the Steelers for sure. And it would be the most Brownsiest thing to do, to be able to play Week 17, where if we win, we're in, not just winning the AFC North so that we're hosting a playoff game, which would be phenomenal. But it would be the most Brownsiest thing to then lose that game to the Bengals. But I'm telling you, if the Browns beats the Packers and then beat the Steelers and are playing that game for the AFC North, we will have all the momentum on our side. And finally, and I think we will destroy the Bengals in an exciting game, and we'll probably get beat in the playoffs. But it would be awesome to finally host a playoff game in Cleveland. So that's what I'm rooting for. And I think it's going to happen if we win Saturday. So, Brian?
Yeah, losing to the Bengals at that point, that'd be 2007 all over again, tripping over ourselves at the end of the year. But we're presupposing we beat the Packers. Then we're making the playoffs. The Ravens have a tough schedule coming down the stretch. They're going to drop one. I think we get the Steelers and the Bengals. So I'll chug for that one.
All right.
Okay, we're going to bring on Ross, who has fixed his mic issue and wants to be in on
so this is a shotgun for me. We beat the Packers. There's no way we're losing out the rest of the season. Screw the AFC North. We got this.
Wow.
Good
All
job.
right, well done.
The pain on Ross's face was almost as much as the pain on our audience's ears listening to all that static, as his issue is not fixed.
Andy, I can barely get into my email, and I'm clear as a bell down here. He's a computer genius, and it sounds like he's on the moon. What is going on?
He's not on the moon. He's actually calling from the lost city of Atlantis.
Oh.
Which is like a mile underwater. Anyway, we got one more question. This is a dumb one, but it's been a frustrating week. So sometime early in 2022, let's call it like first quarter, this country is going to stop freaking out about COVID and things will generally go back to normal. I am going to start this one, and I'm just going to chug because I need to chug on this one.
Yes.
I'm so tired of all this. I need to get out of this house like yesterday. And I think the fact that this thing is so much more contagious means it's going to burn out, and we're going to realize it's not as serious. And we're going to be able to just tell our wives, hey, it's cool if we go outside. We don't have to worry about it. So I'm chugging on that one. Brian?
Yeah, I think it's going to be sooner than that. I'll chug for it. Like you were saying, this thing's extremely contagious. I think everybody's going to get it. And then you're going to have, the immunity of most people are vaccinated and this latest variant on top of that. I think we'll be back to normal. I could see mid-baseball season it being a thing of the past in terms of players missing games.
Hope you are correct. Roger?
I'm chugging on this one as well. I'm already at that point, and I think it's my youngest son, Henry, was born on St. Patrick's Day last 2020. He'll be 2 coming up, and we're in and out of the hospital in like a day. And, at that time it was so tense, and then I'm around so many people. And I think this country is we have a short attention span in America, and people move on, whether it's, appropriate or not. I think there's going to be a thing of the past. And I like what you said, Brian, about the players by mid-baseball season, everything's going to be turning around. So I'm going to chug on that.
All right.
I'm
giving Kathy the.
What's up? I wasn't paying
So
attention.
you're not ready for it. How would you answer that question, Ed? The audience would love to know. You're a smart guy.
What was the question? My ears, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't clean these ears out.
Are we going to finally be able to stop thinking about COVID every day early on in 2022?
Not early on. I believe what our guest said, and probably mid baseball season, maybe even into the fall, because I think with all these different variants and everything. But hopefully in 2022, the calendar year. But I don't think early. So
okay, well, Ed bringing the doom and gloom. Anyway, let's move on. We also do a little thing on the Dawg Chug where we make football predictions on 3 games that my 3-year-old daughter picks. You are going to represent the fans, Brian. Me and Roger will pick, and then my 3-year-old daughter picks. Currently, let's see what the score is. I had another good week where I improved to 12 correct picks this season. Krista, my daughter, and Roger are tied at 14. And Brian, you are representing the fans that are all the way up to 18 correct.
Wow.
So fans are just crushing it, showing that they know way more about football than we do.
I need you to do really bad here, Brian.
I haven't researched at all, so we'll work on that for you.
At least we're bringing on smart football guests, even if we're not smart ourselves. So there's that. All right, so the first game we have is the Colts are playing at Arizona, and the Cardinals are giving 1 point. Brian, we will start with you.
Take the Cardinals. They got embarrassed last week, so got to figure they're going to come out looking better. I think the Colts are – Jonathan Taylor's as good as it gets, but other than that, I don't think the Colts are all that great. So we'll go Cardinals.
All right. Roger?
I'm gonna go to Chargers, even though with Matthew Stafford, you don't know if Detroit Matt's gonna show up, but I think the Chargers -1 is the pick. Even Odell Beckham gets his 40 yards and 1 touchdown in garbage time.
Okay. So let's strike that from the record. We'll obviously eliminate that. The game is the Colts at Arizona.
Okay.
Cardinals.
Oh,
yes.
That's what it's at Arizona. It says Chargers on my doc. We're gonna fire somebody.
I apologize for that.
Oh, then I'm gonna take the Cardinals. Same thing.
All right.
I'll take the Cardinals.
I am also taking the Cardinals. When you get whooped by the worst team in the league, you come back in a big way. So there you go. Second game, Jaguars at the New York Jets, and the New York Jets are giving 2.5 points. Roger, start us off this time and let us know how the Steelers are going to do.
I feel sorry for every member of that Jaguars organization that was exposed to Urban Meyer. And I feel I'm going to take the Jets -2.5.
Okay. Usually for me, 2.5 points is insurmountable when you're this bad, but Jaguars got blown out by the terrible Texans last week. The Jets are a way less awful team, and they will cover. Ryan?
I'll go Jaguars on this one. I think they'll run it on the Jets. I don't think the Jets are going to do anything on offense. That's about all I got to say about those two teams.
All right. Our last game is the Chargers are giving 10 points when they travel to the Houston Texans. I'll start us off. And I'm just going to admit, week after week, I always bet against the Texans, and I always end up paying the price. They seem to always cover whenever I bet against them. So this week, I'm going to pick them so at least I can enjoy them getting destroyed, because whenever I do the opposite, of course, they're going to blow it. So I'm taking the Houston Texans. Brian?
I'll go Chargers. Assuming Eckler plays, was there any word on him yet in terms of being put on COVID? I heard that was a rumor, but they hadn't done it yet. But if Eckler plays, I'll take the Chargers. Herbert's playing some of the best football in the league, so we'll go with them.
Roger.
I'm gonna give the Texans 10 points, and I'm going with the Chargers because you went with the Texans.
Okay, you're taking the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers.
All right. Amazingly, my daughter agreed with me across the board. I don't think it's ever happened. I don't know what that means, but it's probably going to be really bad. All right.
Oh, I smell something fishy. You're peeking, Andy. You're looking over her shoulder, I think, now.
Well,
You're desperate. No?
she's doing much better than I am, so I have to listen to her.
She's on fire.
Okay, so every week we play a game on the Dawg Chug with our guest. You already played a game, but that was like a trivia game. Our games are usually more about nonsense. So we went and collected a bunch of tweets from pissed off Browns fans and pissed off Ravens fans after their devastating losses this past week. So I'm going to read the tweet, blanking out anything that makes it too obvious, and then all you have to do is say that's a Browns tweet or that's a Ravens tweet. Make sense? All right, and I think we'll go 9 questions. You got to get 5 right. Make it pretty easy.
Wow.
Okay. So somebody on Twitter in the past couple of days said, nothing stranger to me than a Blanks fan who doesn't want us to re-sign blank, which was their starting quarterback. Is that a Browns fan or was that a Ravens fan?
Assuming Browns fan.
Okay. Well, that was a Ravens fan, so you are
They're up on
starting.
Lamar also.
Yeah, they
Man.
everyone likes to complain about their quarterback, apparently.
A lot of them in Baltimore, I see. A lot of them follow me so they can make fun of me and kick me in the nuts. And I see a lot of them are really turning on Lamar over there in Baltimore. And that cesspool of a city that they live in.
It's a disgusting city.
Oh,
Okay.
they?
Somebody tweeted, winning this game with our depleted lineup would honestly be a Christmas miracle. Was that a Browns fan or was that a Ravens fan?
Got to be Browns, right?
That was a Browns fan. You're on the board.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Okay. If blank, the backup quarterback for that team, gets it done tonight, I'm buying his jersey. Hell, maybe I'll give one away too. Only seems right. And this was tweeted before both games.
I believe I saw this one. This is a Browns Nick Mullins.
That wasn't Nick Mullins tweet. That was
That
our
was
own
a yeah.
Jacob. So you're 2-1. You're doing great. You just got to get to 5. So you're on a roll here.
Jacob Roach owns a Mullins jersey.
Okay. Someone tweeted. I'll admit I've been hard at times this season. He was talking about the coach. But I'll give him this. He's doing the best he can with the hands he's been dealt. Was that a Browns fan or was that a Ravens fan?
I'm going to go with Ravens, considering Stefanski wasn't coaching.
That was a Browns fan. And that was Mike in the 330. That was another one from our little crew of awesome people.
Curveball there, considering Stefanski was at home. But all right.
You know, we always try and make it hard. Anyway, he tweeted after the Browns game. So, all right, here we go. After it was announced a player was added to COVID. Oh, sorry. After it was announced a new player was added to COVID, someone responded to that with blank team just needs to shut it down and try again next year. Was that a Ravens fan or was that a Browns fan?
I'll say Browns.
That was a Ravens fan after when the Jimmy, whatever, the cornerback got out with COVID. All right. Okay. The blanks can still make the playoffs. You just have to believe. And this was tweeted immediately after their team lost.
Browns.
That is a Browns. 3-3, right? So is that the score?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, missed the first one, 2 in a row, missed 2 in a row. That one, 3-3.
The way things are going for the blank team, they might have to bring back the LED bracelets for the fans to wear at their home games. Except this time, when your bracelet lights up, it's your turn to run down on the field and play. Is that a Browns fan that tweeted that, or was that a Ravens fan that tweeted that?
Ravens. We've never had LED bracelets.
No, there was a game we did.
Bracelets?
Yeah, there was some stupid time when the NFL got into this because it looked really cool from the on TV. Everyone's bracelets were like lighting up, and if you sat, and actually this was a Cavs game. You're right.
You used to wear like button like things that you used to have. I remember for the Cavs for a few Cavs games, but
and they would light up and make cool things. All right, well, you got that right. That was good. So now you're just one away from winning this game. Okay, here we go. The ref either put on a blindfold or ignored blank being held as he tried to go back to the ball.
Oh, MJ Stewart Jr. He got screwed. He played a great game.
That is correct. You have won. Oh, and by the way, the win. What you possibly are winning. I didn't even explain this because I'm a terrible host of the show. Every winner throughout the season, we're going to be put into a drawing, and we're going to draw a name, and whoever wins gets to come to the Browns Cincinnati Bengals game, Week 17, which might be like the most amazing game of the season. It's actually Week 18. I know you already have season tickets, so if you can't go to us or you don't want to go with us, you're going with me and Roger. I'm terrible at explaining this. If you can't make it, we will auction off the ticket, and then you can get the cash, whatever we get for that. Sound good?
Sounds good.
And by the way, I don't know that I'm going to be able to go to that game. But if things are still really bad, Roger, I'm going to have to pull out of that. Hopefully,
I'll take everybody. Don't worry about it.
Maybe we'll
and the winner's got to meet us at a breakfast spot and buy breakfast with the money if they don't want the ticket. When I hand over the money, they got to buy breakfast for everybody.
All right, we have a couple more. Let's just see how you would have done. Excuse me. If the NFL doesn't postpone the blanks game like they did for the blanks, then they're showing their obvious favoritism towards blank.
I mean, that's Browns, like they did for the Ravens, I'm assuming.
This is actually a Ravens fan complaining that the Browns were getting the special consideration.
Wait, if they don't postpone the Ravens game,
because now the Ravens are getting into the COVID. So this was a tweet that was posted after. So I did throw a curveball there.
That was even bigger curveball than the last one.
All right. How about this one? Get into the conversation, my blank family.
Get into the conversation?
Get into the conversation. That's our friend Elfman. Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Happy birthday to his wife. I just want to say that because she's a lovely lady. Happy birthday to
the game, Roger.
I'm going to guess Browns.
All right, it was Browns. Good job.
Hey.
We have one more here for you.
He knew it. He
did not know it. He was confused. He blew it.
He knew it.
If the blanks win today, I'm never going to shut the F up about it, so warning you all in advance.
I'll go with Browns.
That was Ravens.
Whew.
They're more obnoxious than we are. All right, so you won the game.
You won.
Ed wants to come on and sing a holiday Christmas song. Ed, are you ready to do your holiday Christmas?
Are you ready?
I am ready to do it. I just want you guys to know that at the time of this song, 5-0 was not a possibility anymore, but 3-0 is. But I want to play Baker, the toughest Browns quarterback, because this is a Christmas special. So here we go. Unreleased gem, property of the Dawg Chug. So don't sue me if I play it somewhere else. So
that's it. I wanted to make sure you knew that.
Yes, thank you. So here we go.
You know Otto and Ryan and Bernie, Benny and Timmy,
Holcomb and Hoyer. But do you recall the toughest Browns quarterback of all?
Baker, the
injured quarterback,
had a serious tornado.
All right, get out. We're done with that. Sorry, audience, we had to subject you to that.
You know, he doesn't pull that shit on the Barking Browns. I just want to point that out. He wears a tie. He's proper. He gives hot takes.
He gives them $5 a month, even though he's on the fucking show.
Right. He's paying to go to work. He gives them hot takes, excellent analysis of football, and here he's singing. That Ed, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I did say this was going to be the stupidest episode of all, so I do apologize for that.
That's an ongoing thing, Brian.
We have one final little thing to do, which is a lot of fun. Roger, once again, made one of his famous phony phone calls. Every time we have an away game, he likes to make a phony phone call to the team we are playing in. So this time he made a phony phone call to the Wisconsin area. And let's just go ahead.
You want me to give you a little Andy, what I did is I called around to the cheese factories and cheese stores in Wisconsin to see if I could buy a big enough block of cheese to make one of those ridiculous fucking cheese hats that they wear at games. And the Packers fan, these things are 11 by 14. So I was calling around to the cheese shops, and I got somebody to play along a little bit. I kept somebody on the phone. So
all right,
go ahead.
Let's play this exclusive. Let's go. Here we are.
40 pounds.
Sorry. I always forget to rewind. Here we go.
Hi, thank you for calling Spring Cheese Factory. Jeff, how can I help you today?
I'm looking for some information on a wheel of cheddar cheese, and I think a large wheel, actually. What's the largest wheel you have available?
Yeah, you bet. So we have a 40-pound wheel of cheddar cheese. We have mild, medium, sharp, and extra sharp.
Wow, 40 pounds. You know what? That should do it. Can you tell me what the price on that would be? How much that runs?
They start at $214 up to $280.
280 big one. Can you give me the size of it? Like, what's the height, the diameter, how round it is? Can you tell me that?
Yeah, you betcha. They're 11 inches tall and 14 inches in diameter.
You know what? That's going to be perfect. See what? My father-in-law is a Packers fan. I'm actually from Ohio, and I'm a Browns fan. What I want to do is we're going to his house for Christmas dinner. I want to make a cheese head hat out of real cheese for him for Christmas.
This wheel weighs 40 pounds, sir. I don't actually think he can make a hat out of it. That might hurt his neck. The ones these fans wear are made out of foam.
I know they're made out of foam. That's what makes this great. I'm going to make it into a wedge. I'm going to cut some off. It's going to be down to about 30 pounds. Plus, I got to cut a hole for his head. He's got a big head.
Sir, I mean, if you say so, you're probably better off just buying a foam one. This is real cheese. It'll only stay fresh 3, maybe 4 weeks if refrigerated.
You know what? He's got a bunch of those foam hats. He's already got them. He's got one that's shaped like a cowboy hat. It's ridiculous. I want to go ahead and get this. And he buys me dog toys for Christmas because I'm a Browns fan. He thinks that's funny. So I'm going to get them back. Are you a football fan, a Packers fan?
I guess a little bit, but not really as much as some people around here.
You know what? I don't blame you. I wish I wasn't a football fan. I'm buying a $300 wheel of cheese because of football. So I got a couple questions for you, if you don't mind.
Sure. What would you like to know?
If he wears this on his head, is it going to cause a rash or any side effects? Is cheese safe to wear as an accessory? I don't want to be the reason we're at the ER at halftime and we miss the end of the game or anything.
I can't say for sure. We've never had anyone want to do this. Is he allergic to dairy?
Listen, I've seen him suck down nachos, just smothered in cheese. So, you know what, before I get it, what cheddar, which one should I get that has the holes in it? Or do they all have the holes in it? You know, that looks like the hats.
Actually, none do, sir. The cheese head hat the Packers fans wear is kind of a novelty. Cheddar cheese doesn't have holes or eyes. It's a blind cheese.
It doesn't have holes in it. It's blind cheese.
Yeah, Swiss cheese has holes from the gases that form in the process. Cheddar could never have holes because of the cheddaring or pressing, which distinguishes it from other cheeses. It's a pressed cheese. It's called a blind cheese without eyes or holes.
I didn't know that. But cheese is your business, so I'm not going to debate it with you. Those yellow cheese hats.
Orange, cheddar cheese is colored orange with a natural food coloring called annatto.
It's colored orange, and there's no holes in it. If I buy this thing, he's just going to end up having a 20-pound piece of cheese on his head that's orange colored and not really even shaped like a triangle. That's not good.
He's probably better off with a hat or a hoodie or something.
You know what? I'm going to go back to the drawing board on this gift thing. They live down in Sheboygan. We're driving there in 2 days. I got to figure something out.
We do have some wonderful sort of holiday cheese items. We have our famous fresh squeaky cheese curds. A lot of
You suggesting that I buy my father-in-law, the grandfather of my children, a cheese platter for Christmas? What kind of person does that? No, thank you. But thank you for Joe Thomas. Merry Christmas. Go Browns.
Whoa, that was good, Roger.
Hey, Andy, how ridiculous would it be to make a cheese head out of a chunk of cheddar cheese? You know, I was thinking, and I'm like, what kind of phone call could I make? And I don't know why that popped into my head. I don't know. And I tried to Google to see if any idiots in Wisconsin have attempted this, and they have not, as far as Google's concerned.
Wow. Well, we did claim this is going to be our stupidest show of all time, and I mean, that was the perfect call. It was very stupid, but it was very funny. I appreciate the hell out of that. So I think we're out of kind of. Oh yeah, I want to ask you this: you said that was your third attempt. How did the other two calls go? Did they just hang up on you? Or?
Yeah, they didn't. The one guy just wasn't biting at all, and I wasted a lot of good material. And I was scrolling through. I sent myself 2 notes. I put them in my phone, then I email them, and I was like, "Oh, I can bounce back and forth." And there at the end, I didn't have any material, and I was just like, "Thank you for Joe Thomas. Go Browns. Merry Christmas." It's hard, man. You know what, though? I know more about cheddar cheese than anybody in fucking Cleveland. I can tell you that. I watched a video about like 35 minutes on how they press cheddar cheese. So, you know, the Dawg Chug, that we wanted to expand your mind.
Wow. Well, and I listened to the unedited version of that. And sorry if I condensed that too much. I did edit about 3 minutes out of that. And yeah, she talked a lot about cheese. Woo.
Woo. She gave me the rundown, how they make it, she told me everything. They're into the cheese in Wisconsin, I can tell you that much.
All right, well, let's bring on Ross and Ed back on. We can already hear the feedback, although it is better all of a sudden, I think, Ross. There's definitely something we got to clean up for next week. But anyway, we always like to close out our show by giving everyone a chance for final thoughts or who's going to be the MVP of the game Saturday, how we win this game. So, Ross, why don't we start with you and we'll go around the horn.
Well, I think we're going to win this game by Baker having his healthiest game yet, which isn't saying too much. But, I mean, that's what it's going to come down to, actually throwing the ball. I don't think the weather is going to be too much of an issue because we're used to it in Cleveland. So, yeah, it really comes down to Baker.
All right. Brian, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I agree. I think Baker's going to look the best he has all year. Chubb's going to have a good game, though. You got to keep the ball out of Rodgers' hands. And hopefully Joe Woods dials up something aggressive because if we play the bend but don't break scheme against Rodgers, he's going to pick us apart. But I think the Browns are going to shock the world here. I think they're going to get a W. MVP, we'll say Myles Garrett.
Groin issue and all. He's going to come back and dominate. Roger, what do you got for us?
I've already told you why I believe the Browns will win this game with the whole Christmas spiel. I think GPJ redeems himself and he's the MVP. And what I want to say is, you know what? I don't give a shit who wins this game because the Cleveland Browns are playing meaningful football on Christmas Day in December. I watched the Cleveland Browns one time on like Christmas Eve just get blasted by the Steelers. And you know, if I'm going to support Mike Pettin and Hoyer or Crennel, and I'm gonna back this football team. That's what I do. I believe the Browns are going to win every week. Why? What's the point in being a fan if you don't? We're playing a team that has a quarterback that everybody in Cleveland is licking their chops for. Oh, he's going to be a free agent. Bring Aaron Rodgers. He's won one Super Bowl 12 years ago. It's hard. It's hard to win a fucking Super Bowl in the NFL. I'm happy the Browns are playing competitive football in December. Go Browns. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa. Every other, whatever your belief system is and how you celebrate this time of year. Go Browns.
All right. That was awesome. Ed?
Merry Christmas, everyone. Shout out to Modell Beckham in the Twitter comments. You're very funny. The Browns play on Christmas Day in Green Bay, and we're going to get the job done. We're going to go 3-0 and the rest of the way, and we're going to sneak in the playoffs, and that's the Christmas miracle. And love you guys. Merry Christmas, everybody, and hope Santa gets you everything that you guys want or need. Or whatever.
All right.
My MVP.
Yeah,
MVP will be MVP. Cold quit because it sounds like a cheese.
Okay, let's just one last time in the episode today do that. My MVP is going to be COVID because I'm really praying, just like Kevin Sokfansky predicted, that COVID's going to run rampant through the Packers locker room. Don't they get tested, like the beginning of the week and right Thursday or something? So I think we'll hear a bunch of positive tests in Green Bay, and then that'll help us win the game. So that's going to be my MVP. I want to thank everyone for our best Christmas special yet. Let me bring that back on. That was before I did that.
Oh.
Happy Christmas to you. Happy holidays to everyone. It's so fun that to do this every year.
Every year we do this, and this year was the best Christmas show we've done yet.
Dawg Chug!
Woof, woof. Brian, thank you so much for being our awesome guest. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope you come back for some of our off-season shenanigans that we're excited to do. Hope you had
Brian,
fun.
Merry Christmas, pleasure.
Yeah, it was a blast. Thanks for having me.
Well, anytime you are, you're on the short list, Noodle. So hopefully sometime soon we get to all hang out in the meeting lot together. I hear you're a season ticket fan. Do you make the drive up every week? There's a home game?
Just about.
Wow.
This year.
Wow. Hey, do you like that? Do you like that chili down there?
Oh, love it.
Wow.
Just had
Way to go out in a high point. Is where do you live in Ohio or Kentucky? Let's ask you that question.
Ohio.
So you
Cincinnati.
live in the Ohio portion of Kentucky. Got it.
Got it. Kentucky
All right.
suburb.
Anyway, it was a great show. It's our best show ever. So thank you for everyone that was on. Happy holidays to everyone. Go Browns. Let's get this done on Saturday. If we do this, we're going to win the division, and we're going to have so much fun doing it. So awesome. Go Browns.
Go
Go
Browns!
Browns.